Kay
Oh.
I told you about.
Yeah.
Specialist nurse.
Okay. So
Who's come to see us?
we should see you, isn't
Yes,
she? Yeah.
yes,
So
but she's-
I'll
John, it's lovely to meet you. I'm really pleased to have this opportunity. We don't often get a chance to see you so early on. If you're going to go, I'd really like a conversation with you though, just us before we finish.
Okay. Yes.
What I would find really helpful is if I could ask you to look at this little booklet. It's called About You. And there's some questions in there that I'd like you to have a read of. Can I hand that to you?
Right.
And find that can help us when we have a conversation about how things are for you, because obviously Mary, we're focusing on Mary, it may feel, but actually we want to know about you. That's just as important to us from the hospice.
I'll get a pen.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you, John. That would be really, really helpful. I'll see you soon.
Do you need more support with understanding? Having time for yourself? No. Managing a relative? Oh, definitely no. Yeah. Well, there we are.
John, thank you very much for giving me some time, and I can see you have brought the About You booklet back in with you.
I have, yes. I've had a go at it.
That's lovely. So if it's all right with you, I'd like you to talk through with me how you found filling in the booklet, and we can pick up on things that you might want to talk a little bit more about. So John, I can see that you've ticked quite a few no's on there, which doesn't surprise me. You know,
Right.
We've not met before, we've not had the chance to really talk about things. But you've also, you've ticked a few things where you feel you would like a little bit more support about, and I'm really pleased you've done that.
It was as I was reading it, I thought, maybe I don't understand everything about her illness.
Okay, so out of the things that you've ticked that you'd like a little more support with, which of those would you like me to focus on and try and help with today?
Or maybe that one about her illness and how it's going, and who to contact if I'm really concerned, because
I can understand why you'd want to
especially
know
night time.
that. Yeah. Is it all right if we start with understanding Mary's illness?
Yes.
Really? And it would help me if you could give me just a little bit about what do you actually know, and have you actually been to any of the consultations with Mary?
No, I haven't. And I did think that after the first phase of things that we'd got somewhere. So now this latest news is all a bit of a shock, really, unexpected. And then that's made me think, I don't really know. If I'm honest, we don't really talk about it.
Okay. But actually, I was just about to ask you, and what's Mary shared with you about what's going on? What do you think she knows?
Well, I think she knows, but I think sometimes she thinks I will also know, and I'm not very good at sitting down and talking about it.
Well, I'd like to think that I can try and help both of you with that, but it will take a little time. It's not going to happen overnight. So we need to get to know each other a little bit more. We need to be honest with each other, and I'm going to keep referring back to the booklet, because as time goes on there may be other things that crop up that you want to talk about.
So I could change some of those.
You certainly can. You certainly can. But understanding about Mary's illness is really key, because that will help you understand what's happening and how things may be changing and what to be mindful of. As far as you understanding Mary's illness, I can certainly talk through where we're at and all the different treatments. I think you understand that the cancer was originally in the breast.
Yes.
And that there was treatment immediately after that to hopefully cure the cancer.
Yes.
And then, unfortunately, even though Mary reached that five-year milestone, the cancer then has reappeared in her bones
Yes.
and in
Okay.
her lungs.
Right.
Okay. Which will account for why Mary's feeling more tired and less able to do things that you would normally expect her to do at home. And I think that's going to be quite a challenge for you, given the relationship from what I've heard from Mary, how we're going to help around those sorts of things.
What did she say?
Well, she is doing a lot at home that she knows she's not going to be able to continue doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really important that we help you understand Mary's illness too, so you can understand how she's feeling. And then we'll try and help you have conversations together. I can't promise, I would never promise, but I will try.
All right.
Is there anybody else, John, that you're able to talk to about your feelings?
I don't know. I mean, go to the bowls, and we had a couple of very nice chaps there, but I wouldn't talk about what's going on at home. No.
Well, I will certainly try, but if I'm not able to, then there are other people that work at the hospice with me that specialise in helping those sorts of conversations, and we could get them involved with your consent and obviously Mary's consent. But we're not there yet. Let's try and work this out a little bit together.
Then the other thing was this, if something suddenly happens, say in the night time, I have no idea what I need to do,
And you're not on your own there, and the night times are always the most scariest. But I'm really pleased to be able to tell you that where we live and where I work, we're able to offer you a contact number throughout the night that will enable, if you need, for a nursing team to come and visit you at home. Okay, so I'll share that number with you and Mary.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have to come and visit. It depends what you need help with.
Sometimes it's just saying, this is what do I do now? Or, yeah.
And they're used to that, and they would be very happy to take your call and give you advice immediately. Now we've started to explore what matters and is important to you as well as Mary. We need to try and ensure that we're keeping in touch and understanding what might be happening. So I'd like to look at the About You booklet on more than one occasion, if that's all right.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much for the conversation. I'd just like to recap before I finish to make sure that I've covered everything that I could today. And there are a couple of things that you prioritised as domains that you might have noticed when you filled the booklet in. There was some little numbers at the side. So I can just pop the number on here at the back to oh, thank you, that's really helpful. The first thing, which was domain number 1, was understanding about Mary's illness. So I sort of gave you an overview of where things are with the illness.
Yes.
Yeah, and tried to understand what you knew about that. And then you spoke about your difficulties in having a conversation with Mary. So I said that we would like to try and start to open up that conversation. I would try and help you and Mary with that. But also then, if I'm needing some help, there are people at the hospice, if you were willing, who would also be able to help you. So we could put that as the agreed action. Okay, and the other thing that we spoke about today that you felt you wanted to prioritise for discussion was knowing what to do if there was a problem overnight, because that's obviously quite a worry for you. And that was number 8. And then I explained to you, and actually I've got the booklet I need to give you, about our rapid response team. So this is a really, really simple little booklet. There's one number for you to call. It's the same number 24/7. And it gets you straight through to the nursing team, okay? And you can call them anytime, but as I also said in your support plan, you've not just got that, you've got me at the hospice, you've got your own GP as well. We spoke a little bit about your family and who else you may have to talk to.
And our other son's in London.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to, if it's okay with you, I'll just make a little few notes on here about that. And then, because you don't get away from me that easily, I'd like to keep having a little conversation with you and using the About You booklet to try and understand how things are changing for you. If that's okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, John, thank you for sparing me a little bit of time again today. I've had a lovely visit with Mary. We've had a good catch up. I wondered if it would be okay if I could just get the little About You booklet out and recap over the support plan that we put in place. So when I was last here, we agreed to look at, with the illness, I gave you the overview, spoke about how I could help you myself with your conversation with Mary, and I'm sensing that hasn't gone as well as we hoped.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to pick that up with Mary, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, I just find it very difficult to bring the subject up.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, well, let me have a chat with Mary and we'll see how we can move that forward. And then the other thing was the knowing who to contact.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got that details.
You've not needed to use that?
No.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to come back and see Mary again in about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So I'd like to leave you with another About You booklet, if that's all right. And just for you to have a look at for yourself and think about anything else that you might need some more support with.
Okay.
If there isn't, okay, we'll pick that up when I come. But things may change and you may find there is something that you'd like to have a bit more of a conversation with me about.
I think there were a couple on there that, yeah.
Yeah, we can pick that up again. And I'll be in touch. Probably about the same time. If I can't see you when Mary's here, I'll make sure I make contact to get you an appointment, sort of a discussion with me.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, John.